Hey everybody, it's Kendrick from Providence Tarot. So I wanted to get to you with the weeklies, okay? And I'm gonna say that it's the week of, where are we? The 21st through the 28th, okay? All right, so we're dealing with the Jupiter in Libra, the Jupiter in Libra. So this is talking about relationships, and this is talking about the growth within relationships. And it's also talking about, a choice having to be made, or you understanding, like what it is to negotiate, right? It's negotiation. And, you kind of are negotiating so that you can get what's best for everyone out of a situation. You also need to see and look at where you can possibly negotiate in order to get what it is that you need, because Jupiter is talking about goal-oriented things, right? And Libra does want to come to a resolution and a solution, right? It also wants to sort of like remedy a situation. So you could be negotiating to remedy something, okay? Okay, Aries, this is your card for this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You got Saturn in Pisces, which is talking about loss, right? It's kind of like you might be needing to realize that something has sufficiently manifested, or it has served its purpose, right? So you probably might be needing to say goodbye or let go of something that has served its purpose for you. It's gotten as big as it's going to get, and you've actually been able to build the biggest thing that you could build out of it. Saturn is talking about, learning things, and Pisces is talking about loss and sacrifice, and having to actually surrender to something. And Saturn is teaching you a lesson about surrendering, right? And having to deal with loss, not really blaming it on anyone. There is no one to blame for this loss or whatever it is that you feel like might have been taken away from you. Or you may feel like you were the last to know about something, and you might just be feeling like you're alone. Taurus, this is your card this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You got Mercury in Cancer, and this is where Mercury is right now, okay? And Mercury is actually going to go retrograde in Cancer. He's there with Mars, okay? And Mercury is the awareness of something. So you are feeling something intuitively from other people, right? Because Cancer has an ability and the capabilities of feeling other people's emotions. So you might be understanding that someone probably needs your help, or someone probably needs just your nurturing right now, and you're feeling it on an intuitive sense, maybe because you are it's that sense of duality when you're thinking about Cancer. Mercury is sending messages, and there's communication that's coming in. It's what you might even be what your attention and what your focus is on right now. You're focused on bringing someone some kind of like love, right? And you're doing this on an intuitive level because you know that someone needs you right now. Gemini, let's see what your card is from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun this week. You got Virgo in Cancer, or Venus in Cancer, I'm so sorry, which is talking about birth, okay? So some of you guys might be pregnant, some of you guys might be thinking about pregnancy, or some of you might just be thinking about what it is that you can create. This could be the birth of a relationship because feelings are involved. In the sun and the moon, you have yin and yang energy, right? And look at this picture. It's also talking about pregnancy. Look at what she's holding. It's talking about cycles as well. Some of you need to pay attention to your cycles, for those of you females out there. Cancer is coming up, and Mercury is actually going to be retrograde there. And I feel like, this is a moment where a lot of us are going to be diving into this place of psychic abilities, or going inward and being able to understand our emotions on a different level. And we're going to be realizing some things about ourselves physically. Cancer. Your card this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun is Mercury in Libra, which is influence. Mercury is easily influenced because it's mutable, so it's easily changeable. Libra is talking about, being receptive and understanding that, this Mercury in Libra is saying that you might be allowing somebody to influence you to do something that you don't really feel like you want to be doing, or this is someone tempting you in some kind of way. You need to just be very mindful of what this person's intentions are, because because it is Mercury, and that talks about intentions, right? And esoterically, Mercury rules Aries, and what are the intentions of someone that are imposing their energy on us? You need to be aware that they're not just trying to get something from you or get something out of manipulating you, right? Because this is talking about your mind, and Mercury is the mind, and Libra is kind of like how you relate. So someone could be manipulating you mentally, right? Psychologically. Leo, your card this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun is Mars in Virgo. I have this placement at 0 degrees, okay? So this card is criticism. Are you looking at the details of something enough, right? Are you being overly critical of a situation? You know, are you able to appreciate those things that you can see are, you know, complex for you, that are offering you those criticisms of yourself, right? It's kind of like, are other people being critical of you, or are you being critical of yourself, right? I think that there is a need for both of those things, okay? Because this is a 6, and this talks about the habits of being able to analyze and, you know, be a little bit discriminatory, or discriminate with things that happen around you, okay? You need to be thinking about planning and doing things in meaningful ways, okay? The thought process, getting things done, okay? Virgo, let's see what's going on with you this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You got Jupiter in Taurus, okay? So you could be trying to build your status. You could be trying to grow your status. Wow, right? Because Taurus is talking about the status quo, and it's talking about doing things the way that they've always been done, okay? It's tradition, okay? So you following the rules or going with tradition might be gaining you the status that you want, because going out of the bounds with something may not. This could be because you've been following the rules for a long time, and you've been adhering yourself to, you know, what's been offered, right? And what has been shown to you. It's kind of like now you can take advantage of those things, and it's gaining you status, or the status that you have gained is allowing you to take advantage of some of the things that you haven't been able to take advantage of in the past, and it's making you feel more secure within yourself and what you're able to do, okay? It's sort of like changing your philosophy about things. Libra, your card this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun is Risk, and this is Saturn in Aries. It's kind of like, how aware are you going to be when you put yourself in situations that you feel like could go here or there? Saturn is talking about learning lessons, right? You know, if you do take a risk and you pass this test by, you know, by getting through the challenge, right? Then you've shown yourself a part of you that you can kind of like appreciate. It's like a level of strength, right? And fortitude, it's awareness, it's like audacity as well. You know what I mean? Aries is kind of like initiating things. You could be initiating something. You could be putting yourself out there for sure, and that could be the risk that you are taking right now, and you're doing it in a meaningful way. It's effort, right? You could be challenged by the risk that you might be taking, or you could be challenged by time, or taking a risk that involves time to do something. Scorpio, let's see what your card is this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You got eccentricity, and this is Saturn in Aquarius, and this is a ruling position, right? Saturn rules Aquarius, and Saturn shows you that over time that you can have the confidence to do things your way, because Saturn does want to do things its way, and eccentricity is something that Aquarius really does like to exercise and express outwardly, right? It's about, you know, principles, ideas, intellectualism, and actually like expressing that in an active way through Saturn, right? After it's come from this sign of Capricorn, where it's, you know, initiating things, doing things, structures, building things, and now Aquarius can kind of like celebrate within that structure and change it and make it a little bit different, because the structure is there. So you're able to kind of like change things up and make things a little bit special, Scorpio, or a little bit more special than you have, okay? Sagittarius, what's going on with you this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun? You got organization, which is Mercury in Capricorn. I just talked about, how Scorpio has Saturn in Aquarius, and that's a ruling planet of Aquarius, and it's about, Capricorn sort of organizes, right? It gets that organization there so that you can have that stability, right? You can have that those routine things, right? Kind of like getting through something because you have the endurance and you have the stamina because you've practiced, right? You've learned the lesson, you've done it over and over and over again so that you can try to reach this pinnacle of something or reach this place. This full moon in Sagittarius probably got you focusing on your goals again, you know what I mean? And how you can feel emotionally fulfilled and secure out of the things that you have been able to do for yourself. It is telling you that you have to have more organization and not to just go 0 to 60 and just do things. Really plan. Really make the considered effort. Concern effort. Capricorn. Okay. So you got Sun in Aquarius, which is talking about idealism, right? Ideally, you would like everything to work out for everyone, at any given time, which is kind of like very Libra, but because it's Aquarius, right, the Sun rules Leo, and the Sun is kind of like, I would say that it's debilitated in Aquarius as well. It's kind of like that the same reason why it would be in Libra, okay? And this is kind of like you not feeling very comfortable with people's egos, or you not really identifying with your own ego at this time, because it is an ideal situation for you to kind of like offer what it is that you can to a situation that only needs your most, the best parts of you, okay? So this is what you're offering. Aquarius, you're all up and through this week's weeklies. Let's see what your card is for this week. Weeklies. Okay, you got Venus in Gemini, so you could be flirting with someone, or someone is flirting with you, and it's causing some flattery, and it's bringing a new understanding for what someone may think of you. Okay, because Venus is talking about socializing, right, and getting out there and exposing yourself and making yourself open, right, within your environment, how active you are in your environment. And because you might have been active in this environment, maybe someone is being more active within your environment, right, coming into your space and communicating with you in forms of flattery, okay? And this is kind of like making you understand where the possibilities lie within this situation, okay, that you might be experiencing from this person. This is also talking about being a little bit more flirtatious, probably yourself. Just have fun with it and probably see where it goes. Don't put too much thought into it. Pisces, let's see what your card is this week from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You got Health, which is Sun and Virgo, and this is opposite you, okay? This is opposing you. So you need to be thinking about your health, Pisces. You need to be thinking about your heart health as well. You need to be thinking about your digestive system and what you might be putting in your body. You also need to be thinking about, practicing healthy habits, right? So that, if you do kind of like veer out or venture off of those habitual things that are, bringing you more stability and bringing you more security and bringing you basically more ways of feeling capable of doing all of the other things in your life, right? Because health is just one aspect of your routine, practices that are actually going to benefit to your overall health, right? Practicing many different forms of health, right? Because it's a 6. So the 6 is all up and through saying there are many different ways to comprehend, right?